are here, and they have went. I think they went to a museum today. So that's the story with that. So it's important when someone criticizes someone else, like Mariah Carey's brother Morgan is criticizing her, calling her an evil witch because she won't help out their sister, who is in need of brain and spinal surgery to survive. You have to remember there are two sides to every story. Most of the time, there are actually three sides: his side, my side, and then the truth is in there somewhere, right? So you have to look at that and keep that in mind. So nobody needs to be jumping the gun on that. I know the primaries are going on in Missouri, and I'm sure you guys voted. Was the weather cooperative? Not that it should matter. You should vote anyway. But how was the weather for was it Super Tuesday 3 or something like that? Has it been better? I know it's cold there. Maybe, or maybe not so much cold in St. Louis. But let's see, 80 degrees in St. Louis. Yes, great day to vote. We got like 80 something here in Dallas. So good, very good. No excuses. Everybody should be voting. Who you vote for is, of course, up to you. You don't have to tell anybody who you voted for. A lot of times it'll start an argument. Oh, you tripping? Well, you know what? I'm not tripping. I have a right to vote who I want to vote for. Why? We're in that world now where people, if you don't do what I say and what I do, you're a foul dude. What happened with that? Where did that come from? I don't know what happened with that. So I don't know. By the way, we're broadcasting live on Periscope, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Shout out to Metro PCS for the YouTube hookup. So, yeah. Some people, my daughter, when she was really little, she says, who'd you vote for? I said, you're not supposed to ask people that. You never ask people who they voted for or how much money they make. You never ask that question. So those are two of many questions you should never ask people. But some people, we live in a different world. It's a different world. I mean, clearly it's a different world. But what are you gonna do? What do you want me to do? I don't know what you want me to do. So they've been clowning me here at the radio station today because of the video of me on this Six Flags roller coaster. It's up at krnb.com. And also there's two different videos on Facebook. One is actually just me in my roller coaster seat. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Is that Little City? Hi. And, I was like bobbing and weaving. And at one point I was like this and I was stuck. Like I couldn't sit up. Because I couldn't see. I had these virtual goggles on, so I couldn't get my bearings. So I'm up and I'm leaning to the side like that, and I can't get up. And the only thing that sat me straight up again was the fact that the roller coaster moved in a different direction. Otherwise, I'd probably still be sitting here doing a radio show like this, right? So they're making fun of me. But I did another video where I took that video and I made that the picture in a picture, and the bigger picture is actually what I saw with these goggles on. And if you want to see it, it's up on Facebook. If you go to my timeline, you'll see it there if you follow me on Facebook. And if not, why aren't you following me? But no, if you're not, you should go to krb.com and see it there too, because it's pretty interesting how that is. And I'm assuming the Six Flags in St. Louis is going to be getting that same right. They say it's going to go to 9 parks, and I'm assuming St. Louis is one of them because that's the big one in the Midwest, right, for Six Flags. So yeah. So anyway, that was the deal there. So Russell Wilson's ex-wife Ashton apparently decided to change her Twitter avatar, showing her like posing something like this with her ring she got from Russell Simmons back in the day, displayed prominently, implying that her ring is bigger and better than the one he gave Sierra. God don't like ugly. And here's the deal. Here's the deal too, right? Bottom line is this. Who is Russell with now? Okay? Who's he with now? All that other stuff don't matter. Why do women do that? I know you saw the video of the side piece who interrupted the wedding. For what? Just so you can ruin his wife's day, who did nothing to you. And you ruined her day. And for the rest of her life, if this marriage doesn't make it, if she ever remarries again, that will always be something that happened to her because you decided that you were going to ruin her day. Why? Because he chose her and not you. And you're mad about that. I've never got that. I've never got that before. If you want to make life difficult, you want to key his car, cut his tires, whatever you want to do, Okay, fine. It ain't right. It ain't legal. But okay, that's what you want to do. Make his life difficult. Then okay. But the woman never did anything to you. She never did anything. She's a victim. She's a victim. Oh man. I don't know. People are funny though. You know, it's like if people would try and justify the side piece, well, you shouldn't have had a side piece. Well, we all know this. We all know he shouldn't have had a side piece, but he did. And what she did was foul. Because if that had been her getting married, or she'd have been the one inside and not the one outside, she'd have been pretty hurt and devastated that someone did that at her wedding. I'm just saying, you know. But, you know, we like to make excuses for people who are wrong. Isn't that funny how it's gotten like that? Because, you know, it used to be wrong is wrong. And now people are like, well, yeah, but, you know, because of this. No, because of this, he's still wrong. He's still wrong. Well, it doesn't change anything. Just because you came up with an excuse, because we are a nation of excuses. You know, we'll excuse anything, you know. And I'm not talking about any certain group of people. People are making excuses for Donald Trump, right? People are making excuses for Hillary Clinton, right? Some people would say people make excuses for President Obama. I don't know. Although I have to admire President Obama because he said that one of the things about Michelle he likes is her height and her curves. You know, which, you know, that's pretty cool to say. I don't know if you're supposed to say that when you're president, but you know what? He keep it in 100. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, right? Michelle is an outstanding looking woman. Now, I would not disrespect her by saying that, you know, she's fine. She's a fuck. I wouldn't say that. I just say she's a beautiful woman. She deserves that. She don't deserve all that. She fine. I'd hit it. You know what? I hit you. What a crowbar. What? You don't do that. But people, we've lost respect for anything that's prestigious these days, but it is what it is. So anyway, that's the story there. Women, if you look at the women's polling leaving the booth, women, I'm leading by a lot. This is Donald Trump. And there's more fighting, tear gas spraying, shouting, punching. Ah, America, election season. Don't you love it? That is, we live in a world. We live in a world, man. We live in a world. Stop. Just stop the madness. Stop. Oh no. Either I'll know, don't show. Amber Rose, and I love Amber Rose. I think she's beautiful. Don't always agree with how she lives her life, but you know what? She ain't asked me my opinion. You know, she probably wiped her behind with my opinion. And I respect that. I understand that. But, you know, she makes a point, though. She did say there's a double standard because she's always referred to as a former stripper. When actor Channing Tatum, who's a former male stripper, no one ever says he's a former stripper, so why you say that about her? It's a double standard. You're absolutely right. Anytime we can put women in a sexual box, we're going to do that. Am I right? We just tend to do that. You know? A woman can't be a player. She's a whore. I mean, that's how we look. And it's wrong. Don't get me. It's wrong. You know, a dude has a bunch of ladies. He's a player. Women has a bunch of men. She's a hoe. That's just not right. That's not right, man. That's not right. But, and she did say something about how she said her and Beyonce are equals. And I saw that. I didn't get a chance to read the rest of it because she's been getting dragged on social media ever since she said that earlier, when it came out earlier today. But I got to read it in its proper context because clearly it's not the same thing. You know, you know, Amber Rose, I don't know exactly. I know she's not stripping anymore, but what exactly she does for a living? She's got a line of sunglasses, and that's cool. I'm not challenging that. I'm just wondering what exactly she's an entrepreneur. She hosts parties. She has a line of lip gloss, I think, some clothes, stuff like that. So she's building the empire, which is a great thing, right? But I don't think she's like, you can say her and Beyonce are equals, other than the fact that they're women and they're both beautiful. You know, level of success is different, but the skill set is different. The skill set is different. You're not going to see Beyonce hosting a party any more than you're going to see Amber Rose, you know, doing a 2-hour concert. That's just not going to happen. You know, it's just one of them tangs. One of them tangs, man. So, I don't know. I got to read the rest of that. Have you guys read that? Did you read that she is, in fact, comparing her, not comparing, she's just saying her and Beyonce are equals. So, you know, I spoke about this yesterday. It's interesting how people are dragging Wendy Williams for, some say she embarrassed her son by saying that, you know, he walked in while she was giving oral sex to her husband, but she called it a favor. And so why would she do that to her son and all this stuff like that? And I pointed this out before. You got to understand, that world is different from our world. Okay? It sounds like I'm making an excuse, but I'm not. They see the world differently. All right? So if embarrassing her son, her teenage son, by talking about the fact that he walked in while she was pleasuring her husband, if that's going to keep him in a Ferrari every year, a new one, then they're going to do that. That's what they do. That's the brand. It's a branding thing. It's not a person thing, an integrity thing. It's a branding thing. You know, keeping her brand out there, keeping people talking about her. She don't care if you dog her, if you say she looks like a man, or she used to be a man, which is not true, by the way. But nobody, she doesn't care about that. The fact that you're talking about her. When you talk about her, when you talk about anybody you don't like, they win. You know what I'm saying? They win because you've talked about them. You've talked about them, so they win. That's just how it is. But, you know, you think, well, I just had to say what I had to say. Well, that's cool. That's cool. But understand that they win. They win. It's like on social media, if you put like a thumbs down, even on a YouTube video or anything like that, and you think you won, you didn't win, because that kind of helps boost when you thumbs up or thumbs down. It doesn't hurt the person who created the content at all. Even a Facebook post, if you dislike it or anything, it doesn't hurt them one bit. It helps them. You know? So, all right, I got to go. I got to give away these tickets. I got these tickets. What am I giving away tickets? Oh, the April Fool's Comedy Explosion is going down on April 1st. All right, Bill Bellamy, Corey Holcomb Jr. from the Steve Harvey Morning Show, and Michael Blackson and Robert Powell. So I'll give away those tickets. All right, thanks for hanging out with me on Facebook. Appreciate you. All right, and on YouTube, thank you.